So now over here we're having a word problem. Okay, so in this word problem, in any word problem if you take, what we have to do is first you have to identify what has been given to us. Okay, so in this problem, what we're going to do is we're going to first we're going to see what's given. So we've been given that rupees X has been invested in the first bond. Okay, and the sum of the money invested in the second bond will obviously be the total money minus what has been used in this first bond. So it's going to be 30,000 minus X. Okay, so now we'll see what else we've been given. So the other thing we've been given is that 5% of interest has been put on the first bond per year, and the second bond has 7% interest. So now the total interest per year is 1,800. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to form two matrices because they've asked us to use matrix multiplication to find the answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to first make one matrix out of just the bonds. So the first matrix is going to have X and 30,000 minus X as its elements, and the second matrix is going to have 5 by 100 and 7 by 100, which are basically your interest percentages. So as you can see over here, we've made the first one as a 1 into 2 matrix and the second one as a 2 into 1 matrix. So this is so that we can multiply these two matrices. So now we've equated this to 1,800. So now on multiplying these two, what we're going to get is this over here, which is 5x divided by 100 plus 7 into 30,000 minus x whole divided by 100 is equal to 1,800. So now let's take an LCM, so, and we're going to take the other side, multiply and everything. So what we're going to get in the end is basically this over here. So what we have is 5x plus 21,000 minus of 7x is equal to 180,000. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just take it to the other side, and what we're going to have now is 5x minus 7x is equal to minus of 30,000. So by minusing on the LHS, what we're going to have is minus of 2x. By taking the 2 to the other side and cancelling out the negatives on both LHS and RHS, what we're going to have is x is equal to 15,000. So that's going to be a value of x. So your first bond is going to be 15,000. So now to get the other half, what we're going to do is 30,000 minus 15,000, which is also equal to 15,000. So now we know that the amount of trust fund which has to be put in the first bond is 15,000, and the remaining, which is also 50,000, is put into the second bond. So that's going to be our answer. So now what's happening here is we're going to have the second part of the question. The second part of the question has it says the sum of the second bond will be 30,000 minus x, and the total annual interest this time is going to be rupees 2,000. Okay, so now we're going to do exactly what we did in the first section. So what's going to happen is we're going to make two matrices. The first matrix is going to have just the bond. So the first matrix is going to have x and 30,000 minus x, and the second matrix is going to have 5 by 100 and 7 by 100, which is the interest rates. So now we're going to equate this to 2,000 because that's what's been given in the question. They say that the annual total interest is 2,000, so we're going to equate this to 2,000. So on multiplying these two matrices, what we're going to have is 5x divided by 100 plus 7 into 30,000 minus x whole divided by 100 is equal to 2,000. So by multiplying and taking the 100 in the denominator to the other side, what we're going to have is basically 5x minus 7x is equal to 200,000 minus 210,000. So what we're going to have after minusing is basically 2x is equal to 10,000. So by taking 2 to the denominator, what we're going to have is x is equal to 5,000. So now from this, what we know is that when the total annual interest if the total annual interest has to be 2,000, the trust fund in the first bond has to be 5,000, and the second bond has to have 25,000. So that's going to be our answer. So to summarize on what we've done here, basically what we have to know is we have to know how to make a matrix out of a word problem that's been given. So what we essentially did here was we made two matrices. The first one was having just the bond values, and the second one was just having the interest. And we equated this to the annual total interest which we obtained. So if you know how to do this, this problem should be fairly easy, and you have to know how to do a matrix multiplication.